Well, tomorrow is the deadline for businesses to repay their CEBA loan. Some 900,000 retailers, merchants, restaurateurs taking advantage of the program that was introduced during the pandemic. But a recent survey from Restaurants Canada shows that 1 in 5 restaurants with those CEBA loans are on the brink of closing their doors at maybe one or even more of their locations.
Although many people are calling for another deadline extension, the federal government has made it clear that it won't be happening. Among those facing the looming deadline is Ascari Restaurant Group President Eric Joyal. And Eric joins us live in the studio about this. Eric, thanks so much for coming in and being, vulnerable enough to share your experience and what you're going through. Let's talk about how your business is doing. I know you own 3 restaurants.
Yeah. They're okay. They're fine. We've been working hard. The recovery's been longer than we all would have liked, and it continues. So day to day, it's one day at a time. Right now, it's a grind, and it continues to be.
And Eric, it really seems like the sort of imperfect storm, shall we say, in terms of for restaurants, merchants, et cetera. You had the pandemic where we had the longest shutdowns in North America here in Canada. So for your business, you sort of turned to takeout if you could. Then all of a sudden, the economy starts turning around. Interest rates go up. People have less disposable income. Can you just describe what it's been like as a restaurateur running 3 different locations for the last 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, it's kind of like going 12 rounds with Mike Tyson. It's, just when you get up and you think things are going to turn, something else happens. Interest rates go up, like you said, or, the economy starts to tighten up. So it's sort of been one thing after another for the last 3 years, and I know it's tiring out a lot of people.
Yeah, and let's talk about those other people, because we know that this is going to affect those small, independent restaurants, some of your favorite right in your local area, that are really struggling to stay afloat. I mean, if things were bad pre-pandemic or during the pandemic, they had to take out this loan. I mean, they're hanging on by a hairstring. So what have they been saying to you?
Yeah, I think that, and you're right, it's the smaller, independent, neighborhood-based restaurants and front-facing retail, for that matter, that are the ones that are really struggling. They don't have the big cash flow. They rely on the local economy, local neighborhoods, and when the purse strings start to tighten, restaurants and things like that are the first to sort of feel the effects of that. And I think that certainly in neighborhood restaurants across the city, of many which I know the owners quite well, they're feeling really starting to feel the pinch. And so now with this new, now starting to have to repay this debt or come up with a big lump sum of money to achieve the forgiveness when it's 22 below zero out, and there's not a lot of people on the street, it's tough.
So what is this going to mean specifically to you and your 3 restaurants? I mean, Eric, have you considered closing one? How close are you? And what's this payment actually going to do to you when you repay, or if you repay?
Yeah, I mean, we're planning to repay, and we've found different ways to refinance. We've paid one loan off, and we're refinancing another loan in a non-traditional way, and so we're gonna find a way to do it. But it's certainly not easy, and the added expense to service those loans it's not easy.
How stressful is it as an owner? I mean, because this is kind of your butt and your dough on the line.
Yeah, I mean, it's been stressful for like 3.5, 4 years. I mean, it's a stressful business to begin with, but all the different things that have happened over the last few years adds to it. So you just sort of take it one day at a time and try and persevere. It's yeah.
Yeah, okay, so Eric, if you were the governor right now, if you were in charge, what would you do to kind of mitigate the situation? Would that be another extension? Would that be a higher forgivable? Like, what do you think is kind of the ideal plan to help support our local businesses?
Yeah, that's a tough question, and I know the government's in a tough spot. I think that extending, and giving some sort of a little bit more of a leeway to small business owners. The forgiveness part is great, and I know that there's many people that have paid back the loan, right? Yeah. And so if there's more forgivable, then what happens to the people that have already paid it back? That's not really fair.
Yeah.
Having said that, some form of extension I think would help a lot of businesses and help a lot of people, and maybe it's paying back with no interest for a period of time. I don't know, but I know that the way it's falling now, given the current market condition, which wasn't anticipated when these loans came out, is making it really hard.
Yeah. It's tough times indeed. Tomorrow, of course, is the deadline. Eric Joyal, thank you so much for joining us and sort of helping tell your story and helping us perhaps understand a little bit more what the situation is like, not just for you, but for other restaurateurs. Thanks for the time this morning.
Yeah, I'm going to be checking out some Ascari restaurants.
Good.
So thank you so much.
Okay, thanks very much.
Eric, take care.
Good luck, Eric. Yeah, thank you.